Ceremonial matters. Proclamation designating September 17th through 23rd, 2025 as Constitution Week. Page 4 in our packets. City manager. Sure, it comes to you.
Thank you, Mayor Dorrance, members of the council. We do have Ms. Catherine Fulber here from the National Society of the Daughters of the American Revolution, Eel River Valley chapter, who has requested that the proclamation be placed on the agenda. And she will be present here to accept tonight's proclamation.
Thank you. Proclamation designating September 17th through the 23rd, 2025 as Constitution Week. Whereas it is the privilege and duty of the American people to commemorate the 238th anniversary of the drafting of the Constitution of the United States of America with appropriate ceremonies and activities. And whereas Public Law 915 guarantees the issuing of a proclamation each year by the President of the United States of America, designating September 17th through the 23rd as Constitution Week. Now, therefore, I, Deborah Garnes, by virtue of the authority vested in me as mayor of the city of Rio Dell, state of California, on behalf of the Rio Dell City Council, do hereby proclaim the week of September 17th through 23rd as Constitution Week, and urge all citizens to study the Constitution and reflect on the privilege of being an American with all the rights and responsibilities that privilege involves. In witness whereof, I have hereunto set my hand and caused the seal of the city of Rio Dell to be affixed the 16th day of September 2025. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Would you like this?
I'm going to say a couple before you go away. I brought my photographer with me. I wanted to record this.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. Good. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Madam Mayor and council members, the Eel River Valley chapter is very grateful to the city of Rio Dell for issuing this proclamation. We're at a time where people consider the Constitution a political instrument, and it's not. It's not a political instrument. It's non-political, just like Daughters of the American Revolution. And it's important that we think about it and read about it. So I appreciate your time and your willingness to issue this. And I wish you all the best of luck. I'm going to skedaddle out of here because people are waiting for me to make dinner. So thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Public presentations. This is the time for persons who wish to address the council on any matter not on this agenda and over which the council has jurisdiction. As such, a dialogue with the council or staff is not allowed under the Ralph M. Brown Act. Items requiring council actions not listed on this agenda may be placed on the next regular agenda consideration if the council directs, unless a finding is made by at least 2/3 of the council that the item came up after the agenda was posted and is of an urgency nature requiring immediate action. Please limit comments to a maximum of 3 minutes. Welcome.
Good evening, council members and mayor. My name is Laura Berry and I live on 590 View Avenue. Our home was built in the 1950s and was the first house on the block. Decades later, when the city added a sidewalk and curb in the 1980s, it ended just before our property. Unfortunately, this has created a situation where all the stormwater from the street is funneled into our yard. Because our home sits on a hill, the water not only floods our property, it washes away our fence and impacts the homes next to and below us. Despite our efforts, building a makeshift drain and diverting thousands of gallons of water and lining our house with sandbags every year, we still see several inches of standing water during even light storms. This is not just difficult for us as homeowners. It's a blight for the neighborhood and affects the value of all the homes in our neighborhood. There are two practical solutions. Install a collection box connected to the existing storm drain at the corner of View and Kelly, or at a small asphalt curb or berm to direct the flow of water towards that drain. Since the work has already happening on our street to replace the water lines, now would be the perfect time to address this. We would like to invite you to visit our property and see the issue firsthand. We also have video footage showing the volume of water we're dealing with. We've lived here for nearly a decade, investing in our home and help raising property values on our street. We're simply asking for a permanent solution so we don't have to keep sandbagging our house year after year. It's not just a nuisance, it's a safety and property value issue that impacts multiple homes on our street. Thank you for your time and working with us to protect our homes and improve our neighborhood.
Thank you very much.
Hello, Council.
Hello.
I'm Patrick Knight. I'm also here to speak about the situation on View Avenue. The road has been neglected and in need of major repairs for many years. There is a major drainage issue and most of the road slopes and drains onto 590 View, which is their house property. This issue has become worse with the construction company digging up the road for the water main project. Now there is more dirt and gravel that will drain onto my neighbor's property when the rain season starts. I'm asking each council member to please take the time to go by View Avenue and look at the situation. I'm also asking the council to please consider adding this issue to the agenda for the next city council meeting so we can discuss this further. Also, there's been a few issues with the construction company that's been doing the work on the water lines. About a month ago when it first started, they broke one of the water lines and didn't notify anybody. When they got home, there was brown water and gravel coming out of their faucets with no warning from the city at all. There's also been a hole left open in front of one of their neighbor's house for multiple days in a row. That family has small children. It's now been covered, but it was almost a week long. There was a hole right in front of their mailbox. And also, the construction company borrowed my neighbor's water hose to rinse off their tools without asking, was just using their water at willy-nilly. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Hello. How's it going? Stay on topic. Some of you guys know me and some of you guys don't. My name's Tom Gordon. I own about 18 properties here through Rio Dell. I also am the owner of Shots Coffee and I'm part of the owner of the farm up on the hill. Why I'm here today is because you guys probably tired of hearing it, but water rates. I just recently was told that my water rate down at the coffee shop this month was $800 or $700. No, sorry, 800 for, no, sorry, wrong one. $700. I see 200 people per day there for a $700 water bill. Fortuna, I see 500, if not more. And my water bill there is $400. So not understanding where the difference is, I understand we do have water structure that we've done. Why does it keep going up? And why are we not filing for grants to try to keep our water rates down? So what I'm trying to get at is it's stressing businesses. We don't have no new businesses coming in. And why would they? If they're going to have to pay $700, we have a small profit margin and that just chips away at it. You know, I have a lot across the street that we plan on building a new coffee shop there. But the way that it works is this goes hand in hand, that it doesn't make sense to build something new in this town and keep investing here if rates like this keep going up. I would like to know, to put this on agenda, how do we resolve this, or where to show where the grants are. Are you guys filing for grants? There's a bunch of different grants that I've looked up. And that's pretty much where I'm at. So, thank you.
Hello.
Good evening.
Welcome.
Good evening, Mayor, Councilman, and staff. My name is Britt, and I'm a licensed cannabis cultivator here in the city of Rio Dell. I'm here tonight to respectfully ask that you consider lowering our cultivation taxes for local operators. The cannabis market is collapsing. Wholesale flower prices have dropped to historic lows, while licensed farmers like myself continue to face heavy compliance costs and competition from the unregulated market. In addition to these statewide challenges, operators in Rio Dell face unique local burdens. The cost of maintaining Dinsmore Ranch Road off Monument, grading, repairing, and keeping it safe falls entirely on us as the operator. These are real infrastructure costs that eat into already slim margins. At the same time, cannabis farmers have no access to equity grants or traditional support programs that could help offset these expenses at this current time. Unlike other industries, we carry these costs alone. For many of us, local cultivation taxes are now the breaking point. If we cannot survive, the city doesn't just lose tax revenue, you lose jobs, economic activity, and the assurance that cannabis is grown in compliance with environmental and community standards. Other cities and counties across California have already lowered or suspended local cultivation taxes because they recognize sustainability must come before short-term revenue. Rio Dell has the chance to take the same proactive step to keep operators in the regulated system and preserve the long-term benefits for this community. I respectfully urge you to please place this issue on a future agenda and work with these cultivators to find a fair tax structure that allows us to survive and continue contributing to Rio Dell to remain part of the regulated market. Thank you all for your time.
Thank you. Anything else? And the city manager, you wrote down all the agenda requests for future. Thank you. Now move on to the consent calendar. Is there anyone who'd like to pull an item from the consent calendar? Public. Hand raising emails. Is there a motion to approve the consent calendar?
So moved.
We have a motion, is there a second? Sorry, we have a motion and a second. Vote, motion carries 4-0. Reports and staff communications, city manager. 132 in our packets.
Thank you, Mayor Dorns, members of the council. So just a quick update on the Pacific Gas and Electric project on US 101, going to be just on the north end of Rio Dell. That project was scheduled to be closed up by the end of October, on October 27th. They have encountered numerous problems, so we are anticipating that that project is not going to be completed until sometime mid-November. Project doesn't really involve the city of Rio Dell. It's a PG&E project related to the Caltrans bridge work that is scheduled over the next few years in that location, but we just want to make the council aware of that. And then there will also be a nuisance advisory committee meeting tomorrow here at City Hall, 3 p.m. And then a traffic committee meeting on Thursday at 4 p.m. here at City Hall. With that, I'll go ahead and return it back to the mayor.
Thank you, city manager. Mayor Pro Tem?
Thank you. 2 kittens transported to Miranda's, but one of them's in foster care, right? So it hasn't actually gone there yet. We're working on trying to find that cat a home so it doesn't have to go. And 1 dog, but still pretty good. Pretty good on the animal control. And other than that, just a big thank you to city staff as usual. Y'all, we couldn't do it without you. So that's it for me. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Orr? No. Councilmember Wilson?
Yes, we just commented on the construction on the highway, that's the gas line, that could go across the river.
Yeah, directionally drilled underground.
Yeah, what about the PG&E, are they putting one under the river today?
So there's a separate power line that would be over by CC Market that they're working on. They've run into, I believe, some complications with the State Lands Commission because even between the planning process for the gas line, the regs have changed and become more strict related to these undercrossings. And so that project, which I think PG&E hopefully would have been done 6 or so months ago. Now it looks like it's going to be, potentially another year or so, another 6 months before they'll be able to break ground on that particular project.
They're going into the river, they say the same area that it's in.
Same, yeah. Yeah.
And the one that on the gas line is out with all the gas lines you form, or it's like pipes. Here where you are, on wheels, that part of that gas line going.
Yeah, so that's, it's a staging ground for them to have that laid out, and then they move it over into position.
And then the only other thing that I really had, I want to thank Chief Finney for following up on the bear thing. I think everybody's probably seen it by now, where we had it, I forwarded your fishing game to the Rio Dell. They would watch, and then we got a lot of comments. And the state's saying that basically it's our problem. I don't know that I agree with that, the pay property tax, state tax, but it seemed like a lot of the residents seem to agree with that too, that the bears have been no longer being had. I think people lean on the bear side more than they lean on the people side. The only apprehension I really have is that eventually a dog or a child or someone gets into one of these bears, it could not be good for the child or the dog. And so it seems like Eureka had an issue with bear up there where they euthanize it. Because I think it got its head in something that kind of thinking that the other idea would be to have it there if it was removed from the area altogether. Somebody shot with a dart more than a truck and all it wherever they take theirs. Let go. Thank you for at least all that. Of course, that's all I have.
Thank you. Are there any members of the public that have comments on the staff report? Then we will close that and move on to special call items 2025/0916.11. Resolution number 1649-2025, approving a budget adjustment for the purchase of 4 Shield 12-speed display signs from All Traffic Solutions, Inc. in $20,393.26. Page 138 in our packets.
Thank you, Honorable Mayor and Council members. As some of you may remember, I had applied for a traffic grant for a speed sign, and we were awarded that. And Streets Department went and deployed it on Wildwood back in the beginning of September. Using a speed effectiveness report with the software that comes with the sign, between September 3rd and 11th, we demonstrated the sign successfully reduces vehicle speeds by more than 50% during all hours of traffic. I think that given speeding is a consistent complaint both to the council and to the department in multiple areas in town, this is a fairly cheap and effective deterrent to speeders in Rio Dell. I'm requesting 4 signs with the anticipation they would be placed at the entrance to the south end of town by the bridge there, coming northbound on Wildwood, 1 on Davis Street in the area of Ireland, and 2 on Bellevue, both incoming and outgoing to reduce speeds in those areas. The great thing about these signs is they can also be moved to different locations throughout the city as the need arises. They work off of cellular data, and there's quite a variety of reports that we can run with the software. I've attached several of them to the staff report, as you can see, starting page 145 in your packets. There's a compliant and risk report, which lists the time of day, how many vehicles pass by the single sign out there, and whether they're compliant or they're going fast enough to rate themselves all the way up to high risk. On page 147, there's a speed effectiveness report, which it shows the percentage of vehicles that slowed. So when the sign first picks you up, it marks your speed, and then as you pass the sign, it adjusts it so it can show whether you're slowing down or speeding up as far as whether the sign's being effective. And then there's an enforcement priorities report. These are just a few of many different reports that I can run you the sign, but this one shows the best hours of the day when speeding is a problem, so that patrol can effectively focus their enforcement efforts to where the greatest problem is. If there are any questions on this by the council, I would be happy to answer them. But at this time, I'm recommending that you approve the resolution and authorize the purchase.
Are there any questions? Councilmember Wilson?
Does it do anything besides just speed, or can, like in special events, can it do like text messages, tell people what's up?
It's limited with the amount of information that we can have flash on it to the speed or slow down, stuff that's all speed related. We can't put it in covert mode where it doesn't show any speed on there if we just want to track statistics as far as vehicles traveling through an area and their speeds and stuff like that.
Thanks.
Just that south end of town is awful. That people coming across the bridge. My question was, where were you thinking of putting them? I'm glad we can move them around because we've had problems out on Bellevue when Bridge was closed and people were very angrily having to be diverted through here and has some major problems out there. So it's nice that we could move them around. I think Davis and Ireland have heard a lot of complaints too. So I just wanted to give you my ideas for where they should go, and it sounds like you kind of nailed them all. So no, that's it for me. Thank you.
And I think I should say we need one more for Painter. Painter is a serious speed strip. We have had people come to traffic committee meetings about it. I mean, we've had petitions about Painter. So no, we have, I have one more here, but since they're movable, Painter is it needs to be a focal point as well.
Yeah.
We can definitely place the signs wherever council feels they're best able to.
You know what you're doing. I'm just saying that that is a spot that needs to be addressed as well as all the ones you said absolutely as well. Okay, well, is there any questions from the public? Any hand raised? Any emails? Then I would ask if there is a motion to approve resolution number 1649-2025, approving a budget adjustment for the purchase of 4 Shield 12 speed display signs.
So much.
We have a motion. Is there a second? We have a motion and a second. Motion carries 4-0. Now we move on to the ordinances and special resolutions. Second reading by title only and adoption of ordinance number 418-2025, amending the city's accessory dwelling unit ADU regulations to incorporate state mandated changes pursuant to SB 1211, page 150 in our packets. City manager.
Thank you, Mayor Garnes, members of the council. Mr. Caldwell is not available this evening, so I'll do my best for this one. So again, this is a second reading, and the council should, after receiving this presentation, receive public input and deliberate and approve and adopt, if you so see fit, the attached ordinance. This is really, again, state mandated changes to accessory dwelling units. And so SB 1211 was introduced several key provisions that directly conflict with or are not addressed in the current Rio Dell Municipal Code. And those primary areas of non-compliance are the number of units. So current RDMC allows a maximum of 2 detached ADUs on a multifamily lot. And SB 1211 increases this to up to 8, provided the number of new ADUs does not exceed the number of existing primary units. Parking requirements, the current Rio Dell Municipal Code may require replacement parking when a garage or carport is converted, and SB 1211 explicitly prohibits local governments from requiring these replacement of parking spaces when they are eliminated to build an ADU. This is a significant change that simplifies the development process for property owners. For the definition of livable space, SB 1211 provides a clear state mandated definition of livable space to streamline the approval of the interior accessory dwelling units. The RDMC's current definitions do not include a definition of livable space. And then ministerial review. The new state law reinforces a ministerial review process for ADU permits, which means the city must approve a qualifying application without discretionary review. The city's existing ADU regulations are consistent with the ministerial review requirements. So the Planning Commission did meet on August 26th, 2025, and recommends the council adopt the attached ordinance 418-2025 implementing SB 1211. Happy to answer any questions the council may have, and then if there's any comments from the public.
Councilmember Moore,
No question.
Vice Mayor. Mayor Pro Tem. Mayor Pro Tem, no questions. Councilmember Wilson, no questions. And while I'm not real big on the parking requirement thing, let's see where I have a choice, so. Well, along. So is there any public comment? Is there any hands? Are there any hands raised? Any emails? Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
We have a motion, is there a second? So, motion in a second. Motion carries 4-0. Council reports and communications, Mayor Pro Tem.
Thank you. The Touch a Truck event was well attended and it was fun and it looked like the kids were having a really good time. Thank you to the police department for your involvement with that. It was bigger this year. These events that are standing and happen at the same time every year get nothing but better and bigger. So I'm glad for all of that. The utility box over here was prepped very meticulously. So if you get a chance to, it just is white, but I think it already looks better than it did. She did a really good job. So we have the paints now, and I think she's gonna get going on the actual painting this week. The other thing that I thought was interesting about that is the amount of people who stopped by to tell her how happy they were that she was doing that. So it was cute. And I'm very, very pleased with her. There is a seat open on the school board. If anybody knows somebody, we had a member resign with about 1-ish year left on his term. Tommy, you want to be on the school board?
Absolutely. I graduated. I don't want to.
It's just a year. It's 1 meeting a month. Please spread the word. This kind of came up last minute, so they're trying to fill a seat just to round out the rest of that term. So there's that. There is a concert in the park coming up over here at the Firehouse September 27th from 1 to 9 p.m. It is one of the bands that played at Wildwood Days and got a very good reception. So if you feel like it, come on over there. There'll be Mexican food, there's soccer, there's a lot of stuff going on. So that's exciting. Lastly, is something that I would actually like added to an agenda. I'm hoping for October 7th. That's an update on the Davis Street Park. The first step on that was the school district needed to form a citizens advisory committee to provide a recommendation about whether or not that land is surplus or not. That process has been wrapped up. The committee has decided that it is indeed surplus and that the school district would be within their rights to declare it surplus and sell it. The next step is an appraisal, which can take a while. And then the step after that would be waiting for us to line up some money to hopefully buy that park. In the meantime, the lot lines do not line up with the chunk of land they would like to declare surplus. I am asking to be placed on the October 7th meeting, a discussion of whether or not we can go ahead and adjust those lot lines now or wait. Since we don't have the money lined up, I'm just interested in everybody's opinion. So instead of stating my opinion now, I will simply ask if we can add that to the next agenda. What do you guys think? Okay. And that is my member report. Thank you.
And I have Nothing, I think there's a LAFCO meeting tomorrow, there's a Great Redwood Trail meeting on Thursday, just before the traffic review meetings. And I think that's all I have. So, is there a motion to adjourn? Did I ask everybody? Oh, did I miss? I didn't miss one?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Yeah, I just want to go home like this.
I distracted you.
I'm sorry, you must have distracted me.
It was my beautiful cat.
It was a beautiful cast. I'm sorry, I apologize.
Nothing to report, but I do want to say thank you to the Rio Dell Police Department. We've had a rash, and by rash of crimes on Edwards, I mean two. That they stepped up and came over, and Officer Roach made my son feel like he was doing his civic duty by taking his report from what he thought he saw from the bedroom window in the middle of the night, but I really appreciate it, and I think we have, though a short police staff, we have a very effective police staff. Thanks.
Thank you. Councilmember,
Just two things. One, we have RCA meeting next week. Yeah, they're gonna talk about they're supposed to fund this AI report that they're gonna do. Tell us how AI is gonna affect our power grid and how that inevitably will affect probably your bills, how that's gonna take place. So that's something that's often, you might probably get it online, I think they do it as well as in person. The other question was that I thought I saw some indication on future agenda meetings with water flow and the gentleman talking about the water rates, or those something we're gonna add to our the county agendas. I don't know if it's the next one, but coming out.
So we can at the direction of the council.
But I know I would like to see the water rate issue, at least, if nothing else, we can explain it to you and we can explain what's going on. I would like to see that on our.
oh, I thought I thought that was clearly, when I asked the city manager, do you have those requests? But I didn't say, so I'm on board with that.
I'm fine with that.
Everybody's fine with that.
You have to do like this stuff. And then the other one was sort of people talking about the drainage issues, how monumental that would be to do some kind of drainage thing. At least put a cost to it for the council to pass on. So if those are okay, is that
We're all in.
okay? Thank you. And that's all I have.
Okay.
And we'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Okay. Motion and a second. Adjourned until October 7th, 2025. All the stuff. And it was.